we're gonna unleash all 1,050 pound-feet of torque right here. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be reviewing a 2020 Ford F-450 Black Ops. This truck is absolutely massive. But first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to Ed Kenley Ford for giving me some time with this truck. Check out the inventory in the link below. Let's just get straight into the video. I feel like I need a ladder to be able to review the engine for you guys, but we have the 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. In terms of power outputs, it's still good for 475 horsepower and then 1,050 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front of the 450 Black Ops. If you guys are wondering why I have the truck running, you have to have the truck on to have the light bar on. But first and foremost, we have this absolutely massive hood with venting, and I checked, the venting doesn't go anywhere, but it still looks cool, so I don't care if it's functional or not, it looks really cool. I love how they've fully blacked out the Ford emblem as well. And then you guys can see we've got these full LED lights here at the front of the truck. And then you've got like the stealth bumper here with the full LED light bar that is absolutely blinding. But I mean, that's like half the reason of getting something like that, so it's super bright. But yeah, overall the front end of this truck looks so aggressive, and this is my new favorite front end on any heavy duty. So coming around the side here, we've got 285mm tires wrapped around 22-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. Just an absolutely crazy setup. And then it does come with off-road tires as well, that you can see the tread's really aggressive on those. And then the truck is also lifted as part of this package. And just take a second to be mesmerized by how massive this truck is. Okay, like this is this 450 Black Ops. You guys can see you've got like a regular F-150 there. You've got a Shelby Raptor. You've got that lifted 250. And then you've got this 450. This thing is a monstrosity. And then you can see you've got the massive painted fender flares, which, I mean, just for like size comparison, like I've got pretty big hands, and I don't know, this truck, everything's big on this truck. Got the little Black Ops badge, and then you can see another Black Ops badge as well. Obviously the mirror's all blacked on top of that, but yeah, that's the truck. Let's head to the rear. Here's the bed of the F-450, and yes, I am standing on a giant pile of snow. That's the only way that you guys can see the bed from this view. But going down to a normal people view with the truck, you guys can see you've got LED bed lights here in the back, and then you've got the LED cargo light there at the top with all of the little cargo tie-down hook locations, and then this does have the fifth wheel prep in it as well. Payload capacity on this truck is about 4,700 pounds, which is absolutely massive. And then yes, this does not have a bed liner from the factory, but those are super easy to add. Ooh, bed step. Let's actually go over the rear end of the F-450. You guys can see that you've got these LED lights here in the back, and then everything's all blacked out here, and then you get another Black Ops badge right there. Body colored bumpers here with the parking sensors all along the back. Towing capacity is said to be about 37,000 pounds, but I'm guessing that's with like a baseline truck. This has obviously a bunch of like leather and everything in the interior, so I'm assuming the towing capacity is a little bit less, but still over 30,000 pounds, just that's crazy. And then you guys saw the exhaust tips a little bit earlier, and then you've got mud flaps that look like they belong on a freaking semi truck. Just craziness happening. But yeah, overall the stance of this truck, especially from the rear, you can pretty much tell like it's just massive. And here's a door panel on the rear of the F-450. So you guys can see that you've got the wood trim, and then you've got the carbon fiber trim that's added as part of this Black Ops package. And then you even have it around the window switch. I think is pretty neat. And then here are the seats. So you've got the full leather seats here with the perforations there in the center portion. And then you've got some storage space underneath the seats. Rubber floor mats come with this truck. And then it also has the power steps, which, since this truck's so massive, it needs steps, and oops, I totally hit my head there. But the power steps make getting in and out a lot easier. Headroom's got them 5'11", and then you guys can see my legroom's good as well. I love the little American flag there on the back of the seat. And then you guys can see you've got your cup holders here, and then you've got more carbon fiber trim just down below. You've got your heated seat controls, you got a full power outlet, all that kind of stuff. Nothing too crazy. And then, well, if you pull that down, well, you've got an armrest, and then you push that out, and then you got some cup holders with your armrest. But this is the back of the Black Ops. Now here's the door panel at the front, so you guys can see you've got a bunch of soft touch here on the side of the door panel, and they got the wood trim right next to the carbon fiber, and they got more carbon fiber around all of the window controls and the mirror controls. And yes, this has the mirror extender, so like you can make the truck even bigger by extending the mirrors out. I mean, the truck's really not that big, guys, but like with the mirrors extended out, then it's actually like a reasonable size. But anyways, just down below here you can see you've got your little memory seat controls, your door lock and unlock, and then we've got the seats here. I love, again, the little black ops on the top of the seat with all the leather, the perforations here in the center portion, and then you can see we've got all of your adjustments there on the side of the seat. Here's the pedal layout just down below, and then you can see you've got the adjustments for the pedal. You've got that for the tailgate, and then just up above you got all of your light controls, more carbon fiber around the venting right here, and then you've got these for the mirror lights. Your steering wheel is automatically adjustable, and there's one more look before we pop in. Here's the steering wheel in the Black Ops F-450. You guys can see you've got soft touch all around the steering wheel, and then you've got the little controls here for the volume, and then change the station. More of that carbon fiber trim with your voice command controls, phone controls just down below. And then over here you've got controls for the center gauge cluster, and then you've got your cruise control. It is adaptive in this truck. And then you guys can see you got little stock there for the turn signal, and then the windshield wipers as well. And then the column shifter where you can shift the gears yourself with the plus and minus button right here. And then you've got the drive mode select, you just push that in. But other than that, that is the steering wheel in the Black Ops F-450. Here's the center gauge cluster with the F-450. So you guys can see you've got the custom gauges there that say Black Ops on them for the speed and the RPMs. I think they look really cool. And then we do have the center screen here, which shows you different bits of information on the truck. You guys are probably pretty familiar with this if you've watched any of my F-150 reviews or any of my F-250, 350. I think I've reviewed like one F-450, but yeah, nothing as crazy as this. But it even shows you like stuff like transmission temperature, which I think is pretty interesting, but we'll just leave it to be the digital speedo. And then look at that, with the full tank, 273 miles of range. Obviously this truck needs to get broken in and everything, but that's pretty interesting. Obviously the tires are going to decrease your fuel economy a little bit. Now I've got the center infotainment system in this little area, but above the infotainment system we've got our diesel exhaust brake, we've got our stability control right next to that, you got your hazard lights, your hill descent control, lane departure assistance, and then you got a little button for the camera system, which if you press that, the camera system will pop up. You got 360 view, and then you have that view out of the front, and then you press it again and it pops it off. But if we pop the truck into reverse, you've got the backup camera with it, which you can zoom in on the receiver hitch if you are going to be towing with the truck. Now, the thing I was surprised about this truck is it's absolutely massive, okay? It's actually pretty easy to park. Like, you do have to kind of make like 50-point turns and all that, but it's easier than I expected it to be. I expect this to be impossible to park, but it's actually not. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time is good. I mean, this is the updated infotainment system for 2020, so all the same stuff kind of passes on to this particular truck, so nothing too crazy with it. It's got good response time. You've got your navigation, you can do Bluetooth, all that kind of stuff through it. So yeah, and also you got your analog controls just down below the infotainment system. Over here we've got the little power outlet situation, but the cool thing is the carbon fiber trim all around the vents, all around that, and then it's also around the drive line select. So you got your two-wheel high, your four-wheel high, your four-wheel low as well. And then over here we've got all of our climate controls. In this little area you've got your heated and ventilated seats for the truck. You got your trailer brake controls, and then you do have that for the trailer backup system. And then we're going to cover this for a second because it says Black Ops there on the top. And also we've got to go over the drive modes now that we've gone over the drive select. So you press that drive mode button in, and then you got your normal, your tow haul, your eco, slippery, deep snow and sand. Pretty straightforward. You just press it in till you get to the drive mode that you want. Now right here we've got this, which actually covers the wireless phone charger, but you can see it says Black Ops there, and it tells you your number. So this is 71 of 500. So yes, it is a limited edition truck. Again, carbon fiber all around. And then opening it up, we've got the little wireless phone charger with some USBs, and then you press that if you want to cover it up again. This is where like the shifter is in the F-150s, but in this truck you get tons of carbon fiber around it and extra storage space. Cup holders right here, and then we've got the center console, which has the leather at the top. You guys can see storage space in there is pretty decent, and again, just so much carbon fiber. Like, this whole interior is pretty much carbon fiber. Even I didn't even notice that before. Well, the outside of the glove box is also carbon fiber. I love this truck, it's funny. But you You guys can see storage space is normal compared to any other F-350, 450, 250, 150, all the same. And then you've got the stitching there at the top of the dash, which is all pretty nice. I've got some stuff happening up here. This is the auxiliary switch there for the lights. So if this is on, then you are blinding people, just know that. And then you got the power rear sunning window here and the black ops. And then yes, it does have a full panoramic sunroof. The controls for it are just right there in that little center area. Sunglass holder, nothing too crazy. And then this has kind of like a gray headline. It's like a really dark gray. I actually found the window sticker on the truck, and I might have been wrong about something here going over the overview of the truck. You guys can see all the options right here. I don't see anything that says that the truck's been lifted. It does say that it has the speedo recalibrated and everything, but again, I don't see anything showing a lift here, so I might have been wrong on that. Sorry about that, guys. It looks like it. I mean, it's huge, but yeah, those are all the options added with this Black Ops package. And then you guys can see again the total MSRP right there. Sorry about that, but at least I have the window sticker here because it's, well, smarter than me. Let's take this out and see how it drives. Well, let's quickly talk about visibility before we set off here on the F-450. You guys can see visibility of the hood is pretty normal for a truck. Obviously, the giant hood bulge there does get in the way just a little bit, but it's not bad at all. Here's your visibility through both the mirrors, and they do come with blind spot monitoring. And then here's all throughout the rest of the rear, which, I mean, for a truck, it's actually pretty good. This does have a longer bed, so it does take a second to get used to that. But that all being said, well, let's set off in a vehicle that is absolutely massive, and I'm just slightly scared to drive. I'm initially setting off here in the F-450 Black Ops, and first and foremost, this truck does a really good job with this whole tire and wheel setup. This isn't the first new generation dually that I've driven, but that being said, I haven't driven one in quite some time, and so the driving dynamics are quite different. Definitely on the rougher side from a ride quality perspective for a truck. So like if you're used to like a half-ton truck, this will feel pretty rough. But if you're used to driving heavy duty trucks, this will feel just a little bit rougher compared to what you're normally used to. From a sound insulation standpoint, this truck actually does a really good job of kind of insulating you from the outside world. I mean, we're about to go on the interstate here and you can't really hear all that much. You do hear quite a bit of noise from the engine. And the one thing I want to mention, this truck is actually pretty easy to maneuver. It's something that I've been noticing, like, it's massive. This truck is massive, okay? Like, I hope that I've gotten that point across to you guys, but it's not too hard to drive. Like, I thought that I was really gonna struggle with this and it was kind of making me nervous, but I'm not struggling whatsoever. Like, it's easy to drive. And well, let's make sure that we've created enough little space here with the people in front of us, and we're gonna unleash all 1,050 pound-feet of torque right here. Ooh. Jeez. This truck should not be allowed to be this fast. Okay, so, I mean, if you guys are used to like sports cars and all that, obviously this is not gonna be as quick, but like, for being a dually, okay, and being absolutely massive and having the tires that it has and the wheel setup and everything, it's quick. It gets up and goes. Like, this is probably the best truck to have tires and wheels that are this massive and be a dually because of how much power and torque it has. Obviously, again, it's not crazy fast, but for what it is, it's fast. And it just, like, being in a vehicle that is this massive, it like has no right being this fast. It is kind of crazy. Like, this thing probably weighs, I don't know, something like 8,000–9,000 pounds. I didn't look at the vehicle weight, but I'm guessing it's something around there. I'll look at the sticker when I'm done reviewing this. It weighs so much. The brakes are good though. Like most heavy duty trucks, you definitely do have to put quite a bit into the brake pedal for you to get the truck to come into a stop. It's kind of like nobody's home and then you push in hard and then the brakes really come on. So just kind of understand that. Yeah, this truck is so easy to drive. Given, you know, these roads in Utah are pretty large and, you know, they were made for, you know, basically wagons and everything that were pretty big. Still, I mean, it's not bad at all. Like, it's not bad to drive this truck in traffic. I don't feel like it's too cumbersome or anything like that. Visibility is really good out the truck, so it's like easy to tell if someone is in my lane. Like taking a turn here to the lane, super easy. And that'll actually get me signing things up with this truck. So First off, I know some people are going to get some sticker shock with this truck, but remember all of the goodies that you guys saw on the window sticker. This has quite a bit added to it. And on top of that, this truck also obviously is a 450, pretty much fully loaded. This is like built off of a Lariat package, which is already a really expensive truck. And so that's why the truck is as expensive as it is, because you're basically taking one of the most expensive Fords that you can buy today, and then you're adding a bunch of stuff on it, making it a limited edition vehicle. So yeah, it's going to be up there. But for being, you know, as much truck as this is, and being about the same price as like a Shelby Raptor, I feel like it's, you know, I know this is crazy to say for a vehicle that's over 6 figures. I feel like it's a pretty good value, because you're getting a diesel truck that can tow a ton, that looks absolutely fantastic, that's also limited edition. And so if that's kind of what you're looking for, then I would definitely check this out. I think this thing is cool. I like it. It's crazy, but it's cool. That is going to sum things up with everything on this 2020 Ford F-450 Black Ops. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to Ed Kenley Ford for giving me some time with this truck. Check out their inventory in the link below. I'll see all of you in the next video. So the payload, 4,700 pounds, and then the gross vehicle weight rating, 14,000 pounds. That means without anything in the truck, it's like 9,000 pounds. That's stupid. That is crazy.